Hey everybody, welcome to week 3 of DIYs lead up to Christmas. Today we are going to do all the fun self-care products. So we're going to do bath bombs, bath salts, sugar scrub, and a lip gloss. Lip gloss is super easy. It's something super fun and quick. Only 2 ingredients required, and most people usually have them, or you can find them easily at the dollar store. So we're going to start with the bath bombs. You need to grab yourself a bowl, and as always, I will put the recipe in the description down below for all of the things we're making today. I've made lots of bath bombs over the last couple of years. Maddie and I both love the bath, and we spend lots of time having baths, so it's just cheaper to just make our own. So that's what we do. Simple ingredients for those as well. So to start, we need half a cup of baking soda. I always buy the baking soda in a big box. This one I actually use just for bath bombs. Into a big bowl. Try not to use a plastic bowl for this, just because if you put essential oils in it, it'll permeate into the plastic bowl, and your bowls will always smell that way, unless you have one that you're dedicating just for that. A quarter of a cup of cornstarch. This is where it tends to get messy because cornstarch is so light and fluffy. It gets everywhere. I mean everywhere. After these 4 weeks of Christmas are over, the she shed needs a deep clean. I have like cocoa powder in my white fur rug. Like, I'm not sure why I thought a white fur rug was a good idea, but I did. Quarter of a cup of epsom salts. Quarter of a cup of citric acid. So the citric acid is what gives it the fizz and the bubbles. I buy this at our local health food store. It's $13.55 for a kilogram of it, which lasts for a long time. Also comes in smaller bags, or you can buy it on Amazon. Then you're just gonna mix that up. I again use a metal whisk because of the essential oils I'm going to use won't permeate through that. Just going to break up any lumps that I might have. I have a couple lumps in my Epsom salts. Whew. She dusty. Then in a little separate container, I usually just use a little mason jar, we're going to mix our wet ingredients. So you're going to take coconut oil. I like to use, you can buy it like fractionated coconut oil. It's always in liquid. The rest of the coconut oil that you probably already know comes in a tub, and it's hard at room temperature. You can use this, you have to melt it first obviously, but I prefer the liquid for making the bath bombs. It's just easier. Again, this just came from the grocery store. So you need 3 to 4 teaspoons. I don't even have a teaspoon on here. Interesting. 3 to 4 teaspoons. You know what? 3 teaspoons is a tablespoon, so let's just go with that. So we're gonna go with a tablespoon of liquid coconut oil. The fractionated coconut oil is also really nice because it doesn't smell like coconut. Like, it takes it away when they do that process. I don't know what to do with it. Then you need, here's my water. A couple teaspoons of water. One to 2 teaspoons of water. I'm going to go 1.5 teaspoons of water, because that's what I have right here. And then you're gonna add a couple drops of your essential oils. If you make candles, the candle oils, most of the time, if they come from a candle and soap company and they use the same scents for the soap, then you can use them in the bath bombs. But today I am using essential oils, so I am, sorry, my coffee's repeating. I think I'm gonna make the gingerbread latte. I also have orange oil, which is really nice. Lavender is a classic. You can't go wrong with lavender. You don't have to scent these. They can be unscented. What am I gonna make? Gingerbread latte. It's festive. So a couple drops of the gingerbread oil, or whatever oil you're using. Now, if you wanted colored bath bombs, you would add a couple drops of food coloring to your wet ingredients as well, but I don't. I like them just, sometimes I do. If I'm doing multiple scents, I will color them just so that I know what they are. Just sort of mix that up. Because it's coconut oil and water, it doesn't emulsify, but you just mix it up as best you can. Then, super simple, I like to just stir and slowly drizzle. If you dump all your liquid in at the same time, it'll all fizz and they don't work. They don't work as well. They still work, they just don't work as well. So I like to slowly drizzle while I'm mixing. Slowly starting to come together. And you just want to add enough so that when you grab a clump of it, it stays clumped. Good mix, grab a clump, still falls apart, not quite done. Not quite enough liquid, but pretty close. If you get too much liquid in, they just continue to expand and foam and grow over the 24 hours, and they end up in like a puddle. We call them bath cookies instead of bath bombs when that happens. They still work just fine. They just don't look as pretty. All right, let's do a clump test. Squeeze it together. Still a little bit crumbly. I still got a little bit of liquid left, so I'm just gonna add all of it. Ooh, it smells good in here already. Okay, once you've given it a good whisk, it's all mixed up well. You're gonna use, so I'm using the bath bomb molds. I buy these on Amazon. You don't have to. A silicone ice cube tray works really well. Again, don't plan on using it for ice afterwards because it will taste like your bath bombs. But I have some set aside that are specially for bath bombs. I have some hearts and some lips, and I need to get some Christmas ones so I can make some like Christmas tree bath bombs. But for now, I'm just gonna use these little halves. So I just sort of scoop them together and it compacts like a lot. So, oh my gosh, you have to be more coordinated than me. So I squish them together, make sure there's lots in there, rub off all the excess on the outside, and I'm just gonna leave it in there for a few minutes. I'm gonna do another one. It makes, I think it usually makes 4 of this size, maybe 3, can't remember. So you just sort of like overfill them like this, and then you squish them together and all the excess sort of comes out. You wipe off what's left around the rim and set it aside. Super easy, fun. They're never the same twice. I like to mix it up a little and make some. You can add some lavender petals or rose petals or whatever. You can do them swirly. We've done some swirly ones before where you take some of the mix, you divide it into some little bowls, and you add like pink to one bowl, blue to another bowl, purple to another bowl, and then you just add like small amounts to your molds as you go of each, and they come out looking like a galaxy, but who's got time for that? Certainly not me. All right, this last part's a little bit messy. It makes 3. And these are a good size. Like the ones, I find some of the ones that you get at the grocery store are so big. Like you don't need them that big. So I like these ones that are a little bit smaller. So at the very end, it gets a little bit more difficult because you can't just shove your things in there. So I just pack it in as much as I can, put them together, and call it a day. So we'll let those sit for a few minutes before we take them out. We'll move on to the next one. See how quick and easy those are? My hands smell like gingerbread latte now. It smells quite delightful in here. Let's do bath salts next, because that's the bowl I have here. I got some bath bomb stuff in here. That's okay. Okay, bath salts, also really, really easy. You're gonna take 2 cups of Epsom salts. This bowl is going to be big enough. Oh my gosh. I'm using a half cup measure, that's obviously. So 2 cups of Epsom salts in a bowl. Now I do have some big clumps. This Epsom salt bag is quite old. It's been in I have like a bath bomb kit that we keep out in the she shed for when we feel like making bath bombs. And so it's been out here for a little while. So the Epsom salts get clumpy. There. They're gonna stay there. Then you're gonna add some Himalayan pink salt. This you can buy at Costco, health food store, most grocery stores now. You need half a cup of this. I'm gonna have to get violent and break my thing because it doesn't want to open. Ow. Okay, I'll be right back. Yes, I did just cut the top off. I don't know where my bag of bulk salt is. I think I used it all, so I had to break into my kitchen salt. So half a cup of Himalayan pink salt in here. Give that a little stir. We'll use a clean knife. Now these salts, I want to make like a herbal mixture. The pink salt just gives it such a pretty color. It just looks so beautiful and professional. Okay, so because I'm making these into like an herbal bath soak, I'm going to add some dried lavender buds and some whole rose buds. So these I get from our health food store in town too. They are 1000% not necessary, but I think they just look pretty. And I love the smell of lavender and rose. So I'm gonna add like a nice little sprinkle of that. There's probably a couple tablespoons in there. I'm gonna just crunch these rose buds up a little bit more. Most of them are already crunched. I'm gonna add a couple tablespoons of those. Then I'm gonna add some essential oils. So for this one, I'm gonna add some lavender oil and some rosemary oil. This actually is a blend of lavender and cedarwood. So I'm gonna add 3, 4, 5 of those. I'm going to add 5 of these. Maybe. There, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Come on. Like so. And then we're just gonna give it a good old mix. Oh, I know what I forgot in here. I forgot baking soda. So to this mix, we're also gonna add a 1/4 cup of baking soda. Where's my baking soda? Quarter cup. Better. That seems right now. I wish I would have brought a spoon. It's hard to mix with a knife. I'm tempted to just get my hands in there. I hate having dirty hands. I'm gonna use this whisk. See if I can get it everywhere. This looks pretty. It smells so good. Just making a mess, as usual. Then we're gonna just pop it in a jar. Get yourself a pretty jar. Forgot my funnel. I'm back. I'm all kinds of hopeless today. Okay, funnel. Again, I don't have a funnel. Just using a piece of paper. Unsuccessfully. Okay, roll up a piece of paper to make it into a funnel, like so. And then it's probably going to be easier if I use the measuring cup. A bigger bowl would have been really helpful. You're just gonna fill your mason jars. Now, if you don't have mason jars, this looks cute. Even just a baggie. You can get nicer baggies than just Ziploc baggies at the dollar store. Our dollar store has little baggies in all different kinds of sizes. This also looks really pretty. If you're going to gift it in a jar, you can layer it. So instead of mixing the petals in, you would just do like a layer of petals, then the layer of salt, and then like the layer of petals. It looks really, really pretty that way too. So this is enough for about 2 jars, or it's enough for 1 jar as a gift. And then my afternoon bath. That's what I'm going to do today. If you don't want to have to scoop all of these buds out of your tub when you're done before you put it down the drain, you don't have to use them. I just think they look really pretty and they smell good. So you have a couple of options. You can throw them in the food processor beforehand and grind them quite fine so that they go down the drain. Or you can buy like a canvas burlappy little bag. It's for bath tea. And you just put some of this in one of those tea bags and the water permeates it and you get all the goodness out of it, but you don't have to scoop up all of the little flowers afterwards. That's another really good option. Isn't it pretty? It's so pretty. It's such a thoughtful gift. And who wouldn't love to get this? It actually smells really good because it's got the rosemary in it. It smells a little bit like a medicinal soak, which is what I love. Okay, bath salts. Look at this. We are cruising right along. So easy, so quick. We are on what? Sugar scrub. Oh, my goodness. I got a problem. My bowls are stuck together. Oh. Okay, sugar scrub. You're going to just use granulated sugar. You need a cup of sugar. Where's my... Let's just use this one. 1 cup of sugar. Everybody's got sugar. I have quite a few sugar scrubs that I've used over the years. Some rose scented ones, some coffee. Actually, coffee is a good scrub. You can add just coffee grounds to the sugar scrub and make it the same way, but add some coffee grounds to it as well. And coffee does a really good job of exfoliating your skin in the shower. So a cup of sugar, 1/3 of a cup of coconut oil. Again, I'm using the liquid coconut oil because I can, but you don't have to. It does work better for this though. 1/3 of a cup of coconut oil. And then we just need to add some scent to this. Again, if you wanted to, you could use the lavender buds or the rose buds, add some pretty petals to it. I'm going to do this one in an orange scent, so I'm not going to add any of those. I'm just going to add a couple of drops of essential oils. Then we're going to mix it up. Let's mix it with this one. It's already got coconut oil all over it. Orange just smells so fresh and lively, and this would actually be really good as like a citrus blend with some grapefruit, some lemon, some orange. Young Living makes one called Citrus Fresh, which is like lemon, orange, grapefruit, and peppermint. It's one of my all-time favorites, but I didn't have any at the moment. I'm all out. It's not peppermint season, or no, it's peppermint season. It's not citrus season, so I didn't restock. Then, super simple, super fast. It's mixed. It's like a little bit pasty. And this is exactly what you want. Then you're gonna again put it in a pretty jar with a funnel or a piece of paper. All of these things would benefit from a pretty label. Pretty packaging, some ribbon, put them all together in a gift box and give them to your neighbor or give them to somebody who's struggling, or put them in the stockings of those you love. That's what I'm gonna do. As far as this sugar scrub goes, in a perfect world, if you're not gonna use it right away, it should go in the fridge. Or I didn't have any, but if you add a 1/2 teaspoon of vitamin E oil, it helps to preserve it a little bit. Lasts a little bit longer, but it's okay. I've never had one go bad. This jar obviously was too big, and it's a little bit awkward to get your hand in this jar. So I would recommend using like a wide mouth, but I didn't have one. So I put it in this jar. So this would be really cute. You could put, I dried some orange slices yesterday for some decor I'm gonna do on my chicken coop today. And this would look really cute with some orange slices stuck in there. Again, put the lid on, put a cute ribbon on, put a cute tag on. So sugar scrub, exfoliate skin in the shower for a luxurious experience or something like that. I don't know, something like that. So we've got these 2 jars of bath salts, sugar scrub. We got the bath bombs, which actually I will take out right now because I can. They've been sitting in there for a few minutes. Usually, where'd the big bowl go? Usually they come out of here really easy. I know, like that. And they're pretty sturdy, like they're a little bit delicate, so don't go crazy. And then you need to leave them to dry for 24 hours. So I'll just leave them on this piece of paper out here on the table for 24 hours. Then tomorrow I will come in and package them up, make them look pretty. I'll put them in a little paper bag, or I'll put them in a little tool bag, and I'll put a nice little tag on them, gingerbread latte bath bombs, and I'll put them in the stockings for the girls. I'm actually gonna make some more today because I have 5 girl stockings, but one of them's mine. So I have 4 girl stockings that I'm gonna make some stuff for. So I'm gonna make some more batches this afternoon, but oh, good gravy, this place is the mess. The last one I'm gonna show you today is quick and easy lip gloss. Okay, last one we're gonna do is a little bit of lip gloss. So this is a really, really easy one. I know I said 2 ingredients in the intro. It's actually 3, I have hair in my mouth. It's actually 3, but one of them is sugar, so everybody's got sugar. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a little bit of coconut oil, the solid kind, not the fractionated this time. And we're gonna just warm it up a little bit. I don't have a microwave out here in the she shed. If you had a microwave, you could put it in there for just a little bit, or if you have like a warm spot in your house, you just want it soft. You don't really need it melted. Oh my goodness, if it does melt, it's not the end of the world. I don't have a microwave out here in the she shed, so I'm just using this hot pack that I had microwaved already and setting my jar on there. Like so. So while that's softening and doing its thing, you're gonna take another little bowl. You're going to put, what am I doing? Color. You're going to pick a color of Kool-Aid. So you're just gonna take the unsweetened Kool-Aid powder. I have a couple flavors. I have Charcoalberry Fin, which was my favorite when I was a kid, and I didn't know they still made it, but apparently they do. So Charcoalberry Fin is a good pink. Cherry Limeade, cherry, fruit punch, any of the pinks. You probably don't want to use like lime or blue, anything, because you don't want blue lips, because it does actually stain. So you're just gonna put a little bit of the Kool-Aid powder. Just need like 1/4 to 1/2, depending on how strong you want it and what color you've got. Like the cherry is really, really, really bright. Just gonna add a couple of drops of water and a little bit of sugar. Now we're adding a little bit of sugar because if you've ever tasted unsweetened Kool-Aid, it's nasty bad. Nasty. So we're just gonna mix that into a little bit of a paste. I need some more water. Mixy, mixy, mixy. I'm using warm water just because it dissolves things a little bit better. This is a good use for plastic knives, forks, spoons. I don't know where my plastic spoons are. I always have a, well, I say always. I try to keep a big stash of plastic spoons in the house because that's what Maddie takes to school, and otherwise if I don't have a plastic stash, she takes the other spoons, and we literally have 1 small spoon left because they never make it back from school. So I got this paste in here of color. Charcoalberry Fin is quite a bright one, but you don't have to add all of this to the coconut oil. When you're happy with that, you're gonna add a little bit in here to the coconut oil and mix it. And you're gonna keep adding little bits and little bits until you get the color you want. Now, because the Kool-Aid is mixed in water and you're adding it to oil, it doesn't love like you have to whisk it or mix it quite vigorously in order to get it to do its thing. It's a pretty color, but let's add a little bit more. This is a fun craft to do. Like, Maddie's 11, and this is a fun thing to do with her for gifts for her friends for school. It's inexpensive, it's easy, it's a thoughtful gift. You make really good stocking stuffers too. So this is a nice, pretty pink color, but I'm gonna up the ante a little bit. I'm gonna up the ante. I don't know why I'm singing, sorry. All right, if you can find little lip gloss containers at your dollar store, or if you're willing to wait and order them from Amazon, do that. I'm not, and I can't find any in our local store. All I could find were these little glass bottles. They work. They'll work. It's not going to be very fun to get this in there. Maybe I should melt it. Is it pourable? Not quite. I think if I leave it sit on this heat pad for a while though, it will become pourable, and that will be way easier to get it into these little jars. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to keep stirring it until it's melted. And then I'm going to pour it in the little jar, and then I'll show you the finished of all 4 when we're done.